Good news, everybody. Relatively positive video today as I start to prepare for my trek to Gen Con. I know I have to clear out those bottom two shelves. I will. I have to pick up items from Gen Con to fill. I don't really have anything cool to put down there right now. I'll figure something out. The saga, the story of Wizards of the Coast banning a local game store over having a Kekistani flag in it and having a poster, which is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper with Wizards Code of Conduct on it. Some edgy boy used black marker and blacked a few things out as a joke. These two things led to the store being terminated. Now, they did not contact the store. It was a pure response to an internet outrage mob that started on Reddit and was signal boosted by Saffron Olive. Now, I don't hold either one of those two people responsible because, well, ultimately, Wizards of the Coast made that decision. But it's curious how many people are coming to their defense, but we're the same people saying me commenting on Christine Sprinkle was why she got harassed, which was, of course, disproven as well. Interesting how people's morals flip-flop around whenever it's convenient to them. So, at the end of the day, we know Wizards of the Coast is not going to revoke this decision. However, I still recommend highly calling Hasbro and lodging your complaint. Number will be in the description. It will take you just a few minutes. It will matter. Remember, Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast. Hasbro didn't sign up for this bullshit. And if we keep inundating them with polite complaints, reminding them that Wizards of the Coast is down 20% year over year, and they have now lost your money as a customer, as they have lost mine, might resonate with somebody at the higher ups. It's worth a call. Maybe, just maybe, Dad will step in and get the belt out. Now, not everybody at Wizards of the Coast agrees with this. And it's important to note that most people that work at Wizards of the Coast are apolitical, or they're people that just are trying to do their job. One of my insiders reached out to me yesterday after I hadn't heard from her in a while. And this is the Skype message. Obviously, I can't show it to you. But in 5 years or 6 years of YouTubing, I've earned that right. I've earned it through accurate reporting to not have to show you this, and you have to just trust me. I don't want this person to get fired. She says, randomly, okay, I haven't heard from her since June. I really despise our fraud department specifically. This dude was telling me about how they, quote, heroically took this guy down who had a Keck flag background on his social media out of the WPN and expected me to be on board at, quote, Keck flag. I wanted to say, who the fuck are you to make any moral judgment on someone's behalf or their character? That's absolutely reprehensible, overreach of power on behalf of the company. I agree with her. She goes on. They then presented further evidence, which was that guy claimed he was having swastikas burned into his front lawn. What does that have to do with anything? Remember, this guy is also a libertarian, a open and welcoming gaming community. A store of hundreds of loyal Magic players are now orphaned because some heroic, low IQ, small-brained freedom fighter at Wizards of the Coast took it upon themselves to be offended on no one else's behalf, to ban a store that nobody was complaining about. That's the thing you have to remember. Take the politics out of it, okay? Take the identity politics out of it. Just be a normal human being here for a second. Nobody was complaining about this flag or this sign. The store, from all signs, is inclusive and happy. They haven't had any complaints. This is a safe haven for people to play the game they love. And now, because someone at Wizards of the Coast got offended, a man, his wife, and their child now have their livelihood at risk. 200 to 300 Magic the Gathering players have now been orphaned and now don't have a place. Many of them won't have a place to play in pre-release. And guess what? If you are that customer at that local game store, and if you're like me, you're loyal to your local game store, and it comes down that you can no longer play pre-release at the store where you've played pre-release for 4 years because somebody got offended on the internet over something that nobody in the store gave a shit about, whose side do you think you're going to pick? You're going to side with your local game store, and you're going to play Pokemon. You're going to play Final Fantasy TCG. You're going to play Dragon Ball Super. You're going to play Force of Will. You're going to play Yu-Gi-Oh! You're going to play Weiss Schwarz. You're going to play any one of the other options because you're loyal. Unlike some of these ideologues at Wizards of the Coast who aren't loyal to anything but themselves, loyalty still matters in America and around the world. This store has received hundreds of phone calls of support from people, not one calling to complain. A GoFundMe has been started. We have now raised almost $4,500. What will this money be used for? In my mind, it will be used to help transition away from Magic the Gathering. They're going to start doing video games. They're going to start to add some other things. This is going to give them money to bring in other games for their current Magic crowd to try out and possibly like. It's going to go towards marketing their store to other games. It's going to help cover the cost of the transition. It's going to help make sure they can pay their rent for the next 2 months. Now, I don't know what number I really think this should be. I'm so proud of you already for almost reaching $5,000 in 24 hours. Ideally, I'd like to see this number end closer to 10,000 for them. That would probably give them a couple of months' expenses covered. Their rent, their electricity, and to give them a little bit of money to market. Little bit of money left over to find games from companies who don't actively seek out to punish the game stores that have bled for them, that have taken a vow of poverty. Because let me be clear, running a local game store is not profitable. It's an act of love. It's something fans do. What do people like the Manosaurus, who lives in New York and publicly endorsed the shutting down of this shop, do? They flag the GoFundMe campaign. Dear GoFundMe customer, we've received complaints that seem to be due to lack of information on your campaign. What a really odd thing to complain about. Who do you think was complaining about that? Do you think it's people that want to help local game stores? Do you think it's people that would make public statements telling people to buy their Commander products from Walmart? Meanwhile, taking sponsorship money from Channel Fireball, Cool Stuff Inc., and TCG Player? Would it be the type of people that don't carry health insurance but then drain $80,000 out of the Magic community? Yes, it would. It would be that type of person that might complain about this. Now, I'm going to leave a link in the description to this GoFundMe, and it's probably going to be the last video I make on it, unless I can get the owner onto the channel to talk about it, and we can celebrate a success. If you were going to go and buy a Magic product this week, consider taking a month or two off of buying Hasbro or Wizards of the Coast product, and maybe shooting a little bit to help this store out, to help them transition, to help their customers, the hundreds of customers that have now been orphaned. Every dollar counts. It doesn't have to be huge amounts. But know that it's going to somebody who's actually going to appreciate it and not publicly still shit on the Magic community on Twitter after getting money, right? This is a shop. This is for the players of this shop. This shop could be your shop. And Wizards of the Coast has to know that the community doesn't agree with their decision. And every dollar that goes into this account, every person that backs it is another person that wants freedom of speech, that doesn't want some overlord company policing fun. Good luck to a store of Fire and Dice. I'm sorry you got caught up in this, and hopefully we can keep this campaign trending. Back today. Appreciate all of you. We'll talk to you again real soon.